but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. Oh yes, for a saint is
to basin, and it's from there. It's like a step. I mean, you do one thing, let's take it to another thing, and then it take it to the ultimate thing with basing. And basing for 15 years is rough. It took a long time for me to stop basing. I stopped basing in '95 when I moved to North Carolina. It was a blessing, because for 15 years I was destroying myself, destroying my family, destroyed one of my marriages, lost my home. I literally lost everything. I was homeless, and it was rough, but it's like a commitment I made to myself to get clean. And I'm just sticking by that commitment. Once I moved here into Carolina, I just refocused, choose my friends wisely, think a lot differently, and that's basically, what happened, I just got fed up, and God played a big part of that because, I surrendered all to Him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't like I go to church every Sunday. It ain't like that I, say I'm a deacon in the church, but, I know where my sobriety came from, and that just, submitting everything to God and just letting Him step into my life, and ever since I've been following in the path that He set for me to follow, I've been clean for the last 8 years. I really didn't have to sell drugs. I mean, I was pretty well respected in my community. I mean, I had a decent job. I had a lot of people that I was working with that, had something going for themselves. And I think because it was being young, and wanting to just be part of the in crowd, that, you do it. I mean, because I know a lot of young guys today, even when I was coming up, where their parents was doing well. I mean, they was good parents, and they just got out there like me, just start doing it, I guess, because they thought it was the thing to do. And then when you get caught up, you're all in. I went to a rehab one time, and the guy asked me, am I willing to do whatever it takes, to get off of drugs? And I told him, yeah, to a point. But after, everything that I went through, if he wasn't asking me that question today, I would say, yeah, and getting to where, you ask me, how do I feel about people? I mean, drugs is hell, bro. I mean, it's like, most everybody in my family is affiliated with drugs somewhere or another. I got brothers that hustle. I got brothers that's on it still. I got nephews that hustle. So I feel that it's not a good thing. People say, well, you used to do it, so you can't knock nobody. I mean, that's true. I used to do it, but I don't do it no more. And and I want to be an example for anybody that come up to me and say, look, Syid, I know. I said, but look at me now, bro. I don't mess around no more. A person gonna do what they want to do, and But if I can steer one person in doing the right thing, or considering and refocusing on his life, my job is done. I just don't think that selling drugs is the way to go. Because once you're addicted either way, you're either going to be a user or a seller. And you're hurting yourself, and you're hurting the person about whom you're selling your drugs to. You know what I'm saying? So, for me to sit here and say drug dealing is good, nah, that's bullshit. It ain't good. You know what I mean? And for me to sit here and say that I'm with it, I ain't with it. I ain't never going to be with it. So, yeah, it's crazy. A drug addict is a drug addict, and a drug dealer is a drug dealer. No matter if you Howard Hughes or if you Brother Syid, myself. I mean, if you do drugs, you're an addict. If you sell drugs, you're a hustler. So, everybody say, well, it's a rich man's high and a poor man's high. Nah, getting high is getting high. Selling dope is selling dope. Going to jail is going to jail. A lot of community stuff, and I had a lot of respect for people, but when I fell off, it took me 15, 16 years to get that respect back. But the respect now is more love, because even when I go home and visit now, they look at me like, oh man, they show me so much love. It's crazy, because when I left, these same people that showed me this love was actually, hating me. They hated me. And but the craziest thing about it is it took my family a long time to really see that I was straight and that I was clean, because I used to go home and they'd be like, oh, it was like they had an all-points bulletin on me. Wherever I go, you seen Syed, this and that. But the one thing that I'm happy about is that my mom, she has some, how can I put this? She has some, I'm trying to think of the word, some comfort about her right now. That to see that at least one of her sons is, straight, clean, doing the right thing. The one thing I regret though through all this is that my brother, which is my heart and soul, isn't where I would want him to be. But I gotta take fault for that, because I was like his mentor. I was his big brother. I was everything to him. He was everything to me. And to see me fall off, I think affected him up to this point today. So, and I just pray and ask God, whatever happens to him, to just take care of him, because, it's just that I just don't understand. I can't even put it together on why I did that to him. And like I said, it's still affecting him today. But he'll get, God gonna look out for him, because God look out for all his children. Don't use and don't sell. I mean, I'm telling you, a drug addiction is the worst thing you can go through, because a drug addiction not only destroys you, it destroys family, it destroys lives. And it's easy to get hooked, but it's hard as hell to get off it. I mean, it's a constant battle every day. I mean, I've been clean, like I said, for like the last 8-9 years, because I have a pattern that I follow every day. And if I even think I'm swaying from that pattern, I have to stop and collect myself, because I'm at the point now where if I don't follow this routine every day, I'm going to fall. And I refuse to fall. So if a person ain't willing to, let's say, be in a controlled situation all their life, which I am because of my addiction, don't do drugs. It's places that I want to go when I go home to Jersey, or when I go to Philly or New York, that I can't go to now because I know the situation. And it ain't got nothing to do with somebody hustling. It just got something to do with the people that I know that's going to be there. So I can't even get into that. And that's the same thing with hustling. The economy is bad, and it's a lot of stuff going on, but it's the hustle, to support yourself and to support your family. People say I gotta do what I gotta do, and I agree with you 100%. But to destroy one person, to create, stability for another person isn't. I mean, it's not right. Why would we even want to do that? And granted, I can say that's rough right here, but it was rougher back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. When black people was walking down dirt roads with no shoes on in the cotton fields, and when Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was like they're fighting the struggle for it, that was rough. You got to blame somebody, and we have to blame the system, because the system created all this. And it ain't just the white system, it's the black system, it's the Spanish system, it's the whole system, because more than one person got their hand in it. Now, the bottom line is that we can say, well, the white man is this and that, but that ain't the bottom line. The bottom line is that we got to start, pooling, coming together, and doing for us, not looking for a handout. They glamorize too much stuff, so it's all about the bling bling and this and that. And my thing is, I feel sorry for people that struggle like me, and other young cats that's out here struggling, young females that's out here struggling and trying to do the right thing, that refuse to sell drugs. That trying to work every day. And it's like we getting the short end of the stick. You know what I mean? But like I tell everybody, if you keep faith in God and don't give up, you might think you're getting the short end of the stick, but you're not, because one thing God gonna make sure that you get fed and you have something for your family at the end of that night. You might go a night here where your stomach beating you in the back, but God gonna make sure you taken care of. And that's what I tell cats that be out here trying to hustle. I said, look, bro, God gonna take care of you. Why I ain't got this